Do you feel like you just don't have enough time? There is not enough time in the day to do all the things that we have planned. That's pretty much always going to be the case. So we have to adjust our plan, roll with the punches, and make some hard choices. I'm Misty Winkler, and you are watching the Simply Convivial YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining me. If this video or any other that you watch here is helpful to you, then the best way to say thank you is to share it with your friends. You can share it on social media or by email. Just click the share button here on YouTube and send it over to someone else who might appreciate it. And I'd love to hear comments from you below as well with your time management tips or insights. You can find more resources and help at simplyconvivial.com, where I have articles, podcasts, and videos to help you organize your attitude so you can organize your life. There really is no such thing as time management. You don't use your time better and end up with more of it. Instead, what there really is self-management. We need to not squander the time that we have. Time management, or what we call time management, is all about the decisions that we make regarding our time. Decisions for ourselves and what we do, not for time. Time is external from us. It's not something that we can control, manipulate, or change. When we're talking about time management, what we're actually managing is ourselves and our choices, our actions. To maximize our time, to use it well, we have to practice self-control and self-management. So let's talk today about what to do when you don't have enough time, or at least when life feels that way. Let's dig in. So the reality is that we don't actually have enough time to do all the things on our lists. And instead of hunting for secrets and solutions that will help us be able to do all the things on our list, we need to learn how to make hard, good choices about those things on our list. As Elizabeth Elliot said, there is always time to do the will of God, but there is not generally time to do all that we might want to do. We don't have to do all the things. Instead, we have to get good at making selections and being content. It's so easy to look at the requests of our children as interruptions, or to see their needs as something that we have to get out of the way before we can do the things that are needful, the things on our list. When really our primary vocation, our primary calling is serving and raising our children. So they are not interruptions. They aren't getting in the way of doing our work. They are the work. So our time management need is not so much arranging life so that we can accomplish our list, so much as it is about rearranging our mindset and the way that we pay attention to our life, so that we recognize that the good work that we are doing day by day that might not have made it onto our list really is managing our time well. The definition of good time management isn't doing all the things on the list. It's doing what we're called to do. And if you have children, you are called to parent them. And it turns out that parenting takes time and attention and energy. And that's okay. It counts. It's more important generally than those things that we do end up writing down on our lists. Now, writing those lists of things to do is not a problem. It's good to get those ideas and that sense of obligation out of our heads and onto paper, But then we need to identify what's really important on that list and choose wisely. And often we need to be satisfied with small starts rather than finishing and accomplishing things. And we can write our task list accordingly. We can write, move the laundry from the washer to the dryer. A small step instead of saying, finish the laundry or do the laundry even. Doing the laundry feels like a gigantic project because it's vague and because it's never going to actually be totally accomplished. We can get specific and small and say, fold one basket of laundry and move the laundry. And sometimes, even if that would end up making more items on the list, they are easier to check off and it's easier to get started doing them because they're very small and very clear. So we are able to then fit more of them in because our mind and brain and decision-making space is not used up in processing and interpreting that list. If we break things down and make them small and bite-sized, we are more likely to get started and fit them in. So as we try to improve our time management skills, we need to focus on these two key approaches to how we use our time. First, recognizing that serving our family and making the home a stage that functions for doing life, those needs and those tasks come first. And sometimes that means giving up our sense of what the appearances should be because life is messy. So the point of cleaning the house, of doing the dishes, of washing the laundry is so that it can be used. The using isn't a problem that's getting in the way of our task list. We are preparing the way for life to be lived well. And if life is being lived, we are doing our work. And if we are parenting our children and having those conversations and those interruptions as a key part of our work, then we are spending our time well. And then on those tasks, if we break them down and actually make them smaller, instead of overwhelming, vague projects, we can also end up fitting more of them in to the margin spots in our day that are leftover space that we might pick up our phone. Instead, we can move a part of laundry and get a check mark on that list if we keep those small. We all feel like there's not enough time to do everything we want to do because there isn't time to do everything that we want to do. A time budget is one of the tools that helps us make good decisions with our time up front, to evaluate the time that we actually have and use it, spend it properly. Get my free resource for creating your own time budget at simplyconvivial.com/time budget. All one word, simplyconvivial.com/time budget. You'll get a worksheet that will help you figure out a time budget that will help for your life at home. And until next time, remember, repent, rejoice, repeat.